Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bots cast. It has been a minute since I've done one of these, and I thought, today's the day. As Starcraft bots are always awesome, they're always developing as programmers work on their bots. And so I thought I just had to do it, And it's been a while since I commentated. Been busy. Lots of things going on. Moved, got a new job. That alone will keep you pretty busy. And then yeah, just living the best life. So definitely missed StarCraft though, and I want to say big shout out to Satik, who sent in this replay featuring BenBot. I didn't even do the introductions. That's how out of practice I am here. BenBot and DadBot, which is just an interesting name. I'm not sure why it's called DadBot. Is it the father of all bots? Or was it made by a dad? Oh no, don't tell me it makes dad jokes. Oh my god, oh god. What's more amazing than a talking dog? A spelling bee. Oh my god. So, we have got a bit of early shenanigans coming out of BenBot. Going for the proxy bunker, I believe, but it looks like DadBot has actually got this on lock by opening with an early pool. DadBot, are you lost? Yeah, DadBot actually shutting down what BenBot has done to other bots that completely destroyed it. It's been a while since I cast BenBot, but yeah, that proxy bunker strategy that it was going for there was very strong. The early spawning pool by DadBot really shut that down, as DadBot's gone for 8 early Zerglings and is now going back into droning, so not an all-in, just some early aggression. SCVs have to be pulled by BenBot, shut this down. There should be some more Zerglings crossing the map. They're actually derping out a little bit here on that barracks. By derping out, it's just that the Lings have selected that barracks as the target. I guess just keeping their eyes on it. It would have been better if they had just rushed across the map to try and get some damage done. That being said, BenBot is definitely on the back foot here a little bit. It is reacting by throwing up. It is reacting by throwing up 2 bunkers, which is going to cost it a little bit. DadBot just gone into droning behind this. Probably going to be taking the economic lead here until that extra CC presumably gets thrown up by BenBot. However, this is BenBotBC, so there's a chance it might just go for 1-base battle cruisers. We'll see. Battle cruisers are one of those very interesting bot type, or one of those very interesting units as far as the potential that a bot has to use, with the battle cruisers being able to teleport. You could kind of have a bot that programs them to almost never die, potentially. And that alone could be a very strong strategy. Now, we'll see if that's going to be the case or not. BenBot is just producing a lot of Marines here. DadBot goes for a scout, tags it enemy strategy, 1 base. Now, there's something interesting there. It saw that there was no base at the natural, but if DadBot hadn't actually, if there was another base somewhere else, there's a chance that DadBot could be a little bit fooled into an over-defense, potentially. However, realizing that it was a 1-base play accurately by BenBot, DadBot throwing up a Roach Warren, the very safe Zerg thing to do. Getting Burrow as well, the ever-powerful bot tool. So, we're gonna see, is BenBot gonna go for an attack or not? There's quite a high Marine count, a very high Marine count at that, currently 18, which is no joke. And this could potentially be a big attack here if BenBot just elects to unload all these Marines from these bunkers and move out. There's SCVs with these, so they could be joining for an attack. I'm not sure. All the while, DadBot going to be going for roaches, getting up a lair, a baneling nest, burrow, and +1 on the way. So going for a lot of tech on 2 bases. However, these roaches are definitely going to help out when it comes to defending against unstimmed Marines. We all know that Marines don't do too well against roaches head-to-head. without stim, without combat shield, without medivacs, and really without +1. So things are looking very promising for DadBot. That being said, BenBot isn't in the worst position. It is getting up its natural base, so it's not just going for one big all-in or anything like that. That layer finishes up. We'll see if DadBot's going to utilize that tech for anything else. Getting up a very safe third base, 5 minutes into the game. It's got roaches to defend its base, though. DadBot, interestingly enough, says enemy strategy, invisible attack. I suppose that's because of the Widowmine. It immediately morphs. I'm not a seal. Immediately morphs an Overseer, which is a great reaction to see. Gets a Hydralisk Den on the way, so potentially a Roach Hydra strategy here from DadBot. And then, yeah, everything is just coming to a head here, and this is a great game. I'm very glad that it was suggested. And oh my gosh, speaking of being a little rusty here, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a like for every Marine that BenBot currently has, a whopping 33. If we can do that, that would be great. Comment more bots in the description, as that is for the YouTube algorithm, another bot of sorts. And then also, go ahead and join the Discord. Feel free to send me any bot replays that you have. It's very appreciated. I might not have been casting if it wasn't for this replay being sent in. We see these Marines dying. It's very, very loud, those Marines dying. I'm going to quickly adjust the sound here a little bit. I turned it up, actually. I don't know what I was thinking. It's probably around there or so. Yeah. BenBot says tag Roach, really the first scout that BenBot had since its initial proxy. It's getting up Infernal Pre-Igniter, which isn't exactly the best against Roaches, so a bit of an interesting play there. We'll see if it's potentially going to go for any Hellion run-bys. BenBotBC isn't actually just building BCs. These Marines now have a Medivac to support them, but oddly enough, no actual stim pack, no combat shield, which would greatly benefit this many Marines. That being said, Roaches and Ravagers are going down to all these Marines. They've definitely killed off a good number of Marines in this process, though 15 currently falling, all the while more and more are being produced. A tank switch upon the sighting of the Roaches by BenBot is good to see, and the grouping of these Marines is actually very good for BenBot. So DadBot taking some poor trades, Crozabaw's going down though, they are getting connections, and they do one-shot Marines without combat shield. I feel like I should know this, but I'm pretty sure they do actually one-shot just Marines regularly. Anyway, yeah, but these Marines are very fragile here. Their number really has dwindled. This is a lot of dead Marines, 24. There's only 25 remaining here for BenBot. BenBot's continuing to push the issue. But yeah, I'm really not sure how much ground it's going to gain. A third base is up for BenBot. There's even a planetary at the third, which is, I just love to see. Planetaries are such a strong tool. It's very tough to code a bot to deal with them, it seems like. Now, as this game progresses, we have a Raven on the way. +1 armor is on the way for BenBot for infantry, which is quite bizarre, seeing as how there's no combat shield, no +1. At this point, it really does seem that the Marines are just the buffer for the greater goal of whatever that may be for BenBot, and BenBotBC is potentially going to be going for some BCs here, which makes a lot of sense. Kind of just throw out all the units you can. Kitchen sink approach, keep your opponent busy, then get to some battle cruisers and potentially win the game there. These Marines supported by 3 Medivacs now. Going to be picking off another Overlord. That's actually one of 5, which is pretty darn good. And there's actually a Raven out now for BenBot, so that's going to help clean up some creep. The army for DadBot is actually up on supply, but some of it's across the map, Roach Hydras, and a single Infestor. BenBot throwing down a tag, build, supply, fail. Not sure what exactly that is. Maybe it's behind on supply and realizes it. These Marines are now running by this army, kind of avoiding the corrosive biles. The Raven used an anti-armor missile. The Marines, though, kind of taking a lot of damage, kind of retreating, not really. A lot of losses there for BenBot, losing a lot of its buffer here. There is more Marines and tanks, mines, these 2 bunkers, and a planetary, so I'm not too worried here for BenBot as a random queen that was on a very ambitious creep spreading mission goes down. DadBot is pushing across the map. There was a random drone in the mix there. I'm not sure what that's about. Marines engaging this Roach Ravager. I kind of forgot a little bit how these bot engagements go out. Usually very prolonged. Now, DadBot behind this is going for all the tech in the world. It's at a very healthy 90 drone count. You could almost say, hey, this is an actual Zerg play. As 90 drones really is what Zergs want in this meta. BenBot's going for a very strong economy as well. Now throwing down a tag, self-auto turret. Oh, auto turret for the Raven. Derp, derp, derp for the Ravens now. This planetary not going to be broken. Once again, very tough for AI to break those locations. Fungal growth goes down from the Infestor, hits some of the Marines. Muta's now on the way, an Ultra on the way, and a Viper on the way. That was a Viper, right? I'm not crazy. 4 Vipers are actually out. So we'll see if there's going to be abducts with the army here for DadBot. Those Vipers consume the hatchery to get their energy up, so they should be getting utilized if that was programmed into them, which is good to see. Parasitic Bomb goes down on a Viking. Not the most useful effect of that spell. Auto turret gets tossed down. Marines holding this planetary butt. Then again, breaking a planetary is a very tough thing to do. And now we've got double BCs on the way for BenBot. So could this defensive strategy be working out till the BCs get out and start to do some work 2 at a time off the back of 4 bases? A very strong economy. BenBot's economy isn't going to last that long. Eventually it will need to get up another base or so. Preferably soon, and it's attempting to do that. As it floats over another command center, the creep is really going to put a damper on that. And as long as there's this Zerg army outside the 4th, I don't think we're going to be seeing a 5th base. Ultra's going to come and help try and break this PF. It can take a lot of damage there. The repair by the SCVs is real good. This Ultra's actually repositioning to work on the SCVs while also hitting this planetary fortress. That's got to be some intentional behavior there, which is really quite impressive. The way that DadBot was controlling that Ultra, unless I'm missing something there. These 2 bots cruising up at APM. We're watching 50,000 APM against 16,000. Zerg bots just controlling every single unit all over the place. The BCs are now out though. The anti-air is definitely lacking here for DadBot. This is going to be problematic as there's another battle cruiser on the way. Ultra comes back on in, goes down. So BenBot's economy is going to be running out eventually here, and DadBot's got a great economy behind this. Also looks like it may have blocked itself from taking this hatchery with that creep tumor. Yeah, eventually we're going to need to see a response here, and the response is going to be 6 Corruptors, so it is an actual response from DadBot. I'm unaware if DadBot's one of these bots that is created with machine learning, or if everything is just programmed. As DadBot seems to have a lot of depth here as far as the responses programmed into it, which is great to see. I'm pretty sure it is just a program bot though, from the build text and everything that it had. Great fungal growth goes down there by DadBot, hitting all those Marines, which still really don't have any upgrades. Yamato Cannon goes down, picks out one of those Corruptors. The Corruptors can skirmish with the battle cruisers, but whether they'll be able to kill them, we'll see. That BC is overextended a little bit here. It's going to teleport on out. Where's the rest of the fleet? I believe they went home for a repair, and we are seeing BenBot utilize that good repair point at the back, repair those BCs, get them back into the fight, and that's exactly what it's doing. The Corruptor count is still like 5 or 6, but that's not enough to deal with this many battle cruisers, with these Vikings, and BenBot has just been constantly bleeding out units here. 17,000 lost to 7,600. That being said, the base count could really make this almost okay here for DadBot, depending on how this game plays out. There's even a random Broodlord. I love the composition here from DadBot. I mean, sometimes there's the kitchen sink compositions, which AI or which bots tend to build almost every unit. DadBot's doing that, but then it's also still taken into account, like, hey, there's BCs in the air, make sure there's some corruptors being made here. Another random Broodlord morphs next to this base, which has just been getting attacked non-stop. Mass repair from BenBot has been going down, keeping it alive in this game. The concern, though, here for DadBot, that's going to grow and grow and grow, is as this battlecruiser count rises and rises. It just hit 5, which could very well be a snowball point here, as it takes a lot of corruptors to bring down 5 battlecruisers, and the small amount for DadBot is probably not going to cut it. The parasitic bombs are good, weakening up these BCs. They're just going to teleport out, though, when they take a certain amount of damage, and that actually is seemingly a defined point here when they go down, like, what was that, like 200 HP or something? When they go down below that, just teleport them out, get them repaired up, get them back in, says BenBot, and these BCs are doing a ton of work. That being said, DadBot's supply hasn't dropped down that much, but its bank has, as it's just been trading out non-stop. Resources lost are slowly increasing for both sides. Probably mainly Marines dying here for BenBot. 125 have gone down, but then DadBot has been losing so many units as this fight continues on at the 4th base. Let's take a look at the other bases here. 3rd base is actually being caustic sprayed on, which is a great usage here by DadBot. I mean, this is a lot of damage that's got to be repaired non-stop by BenBot here. We'll see. I mean, eventually that storm will be weathered, but the economy of BenBot gonna start to run out eventually, and BenBot spent a lot of its gas here, so really no high amount of gas. This natural base still got a decent amount in the main. Actually, still going 2 on one of these refineries. BenBot spamming a little bit. Tag turret cancel. We also saw a tag earlier that was from BenBot. Bunker contain. So we'll see where this is gonna go. DadBot is starting to be pushed back a little bit here. The mass marine strategy against the ultras, they're just kiting back perfectly. That's what happens when bots have infinite APM. Those marines microed back very, very well. Some of them still going down to the ultras here. BenBot's spending all of its money. I believe some of it's going to repairing this planetary. That's probably actually where a big chunk of the bank went here. And it looks like that these 2 clutch corruptors may actually break the planetary, and that could very well be the turning point. Yeah, BenBot just too broke in order to repair that planetary. It must use so much gas. I believe it uses gas to repair the planetary, or it might have been the BCs getting repaired. That definitely uses gas. Battle cruisers out on the map, but it looks like that with losing a base, things are going to get very problematic for BenBot. This 5th base never got up. The hatchery is still standing here for DadBot. So DadBot's just mass economy and tenaciousness. Tenacity is actually doing wonders here. Although we have seen BenBot really lock itself in to the natural base here, bunkers and tanks, but eventually the Broodlords, I think, would just wear this down. So things are not looking too good for BenBot. Both bots are very broken down, but the economy from DadBot is still very much a thing with all the bases on the map, pretty much. Corruptors still skirmishing with these battle cruisers. BenBot still got the 1 mining strong 4th base. This really is everything here for BenBot. That base cannot die. The 3rd base has now actually been taken by DadBot, so the noose is getting tighter here. And this has been a very exciting game. I'm fairly sure DadBot's going to take this one at this point, as the clock for DadBot to run out of resources and be worn down is just going to be too long here. As I mean, it's mined out like 1, 2 bases. Yeah, even the natural's still going gas-wise. So there really isn't a lot of hope here, I don't think, for BenBot. The battle cruiser count is 6. That's not really increasing anymore, probably due to a mineral cutback. The BCs are trading out very well still. I mean, the resources lost is double for BenBot, but if we do the math here, the base count is more than double for DadBot, so it's fine. His planetary is holding strong. The Yamato cannon's being dumped out. The resources lost, though, yeah, it's just a little too high. Battlecruiser's got to teleport on out. Repairing those is not free. I really do like the repair the BC strategy by BenBot. Teleport them back to the main, get them repaired up, but then the gas and the mineral count is going down, being quite affected by that. SCV is just now piling in the main, seeing as how there's no third to mine, no natural minerals, as BenBot is broke as a joke, and the mining at the 4th base is actually just going to be affected by the constant need to repair this planetary all the darn time. So things are looking quite rough here for BenBot. BenBot's down to 160 supply. Yamato Cannon hits an Ultra, the Ultra goes there. Corruptors taking a lot of heat from these BCs. I mean, the trades from BenBot have been really great, and BenBot seems like a great bot, but DadBot really showing a lot of depth here. And what a game for what must have been my first bots cast in months, something like that. A big thank you to everyone who does keep watching these. If you do have pro bot games that you want to send me, or just bot games, send them my way on Discord. I'll probably cast them. Okay, let's take a look here. Yamato Cannon going on down. Corruptor gets deleted. I wish we could see the stats on how many Yamato Cannons have been used. One VC has actually died this game, presumably from going back out before the teleport was off cooldown. Interestingly enough, BenBot does pull back the BCs when they're low HP, even if there's no even if teleport's still on cooldown. But at this point, the money is just not there to repair all these BCs, and so eventually, the trickle was just too much for BenBot to hold on. It really is interesting to see how this sort of unstoppable force versus immovable object, and it seems in this case the unstoppable force of the Zerg swarm by DadBot has won. Raven's now getting hunted down by these corruptors. They're a little bit too far forward. They're going to retreat when they take some heat, but at this point the 4th base is going to die, and that is definitely it here for BenBot. The BCs can make one final stand. I think at this point, if you're the player, you just teleport the BCs across the map, just because. Try and buy some time. I don't know. Corruptors taking heat from this one missile turret, killing 4 Corruptors. That's pretty impressive for a missile turret. Although the Corruptors are now going to whiz on the turret, take it down. The turret goes down with 7 kills. I'll be pretty proud of that. Battlecruisers teleporting back to the spot when the spot's under attack. That does not bode well. Yamato Cannon's going on down. Yeah, what a great game. I mean, this tank wall and turrets and Widow Mines is pretty good, but that's why Blizzard gave Zerg Broodlords, and there must be 1 or 2. Yeah, there's 3 here actually. Battlecruisers being worked on. They shall not be repaired anymore past this point, so they're going to start falling. 1 BC down. A lot of BCs about to be going down. As yeah, what a game. BenBot gonna get banned for spam here. Spamming self-auto turret. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I definitely can. Corruptor taking out his hatred on that supply depot. And BenBot drops the Manor Mule. Not sure what that was about. DadBot says enemy strategy Banshee Rush. That's definitely a dad joke right there. Yeah. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. And yeah, sub if you're watching this and you haven't. I'm gonna try and put out more content as much as possible. Doing the Afrika Worlds is something that I definitely do miss. However, it's one of those things, giving up one of your nights off because I got to do it in the evening is a bit of a tough thing to do for a few hours consistently. I did it for a long time, but my work schedule right now basically is that I'm working nights, so that means that I'm off Friday and Saturday night. So it's not like I can exactly do an Afrika World before or after work at 6 AM, you know? So, that basically means I'd have to give up one of my nights off, which is something that I'm okay doing every now and then, but when it's the summer, not so much. 'Cause you gotta have your R&R, as taking care of your mental health and everything is very important. As we watch BenBot get its house cleaned. There's 4 supply alive somewhere, which I guess is these 2 widow mines. GG, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back casting some Starcraft.